grab your glue gun and ribbon. It's time to create at the Home Decor Crafters Summit. Enjoy 35 inspiring workshops led by talented speakers. We have amazing giveaways that are happening now. Register today for your chance to win and get your free ticket today. And if you want to keep the workshop, for your chance to win and get your free ticket today. And if you want to keep the workshop. Hey everyone.
Hello.
All right. We had a little technical difficulty. Hey everyone.
Hello.
We had a little technical difficulty. All right, sorry, that was me. I'm like, now we have an echo. No, we don't have an echo. Shelly had two windows open. Hi, I'm Shelly. This is my first live. All right,
the best of us.
All right, thanks for jumping on. It was trying to stream to you to Facebook as well, and then that came up that link was broke. So we are only on YouTube. So Rebecca, if you're watching, if you could copy the YouTube stream over to Facebook for those people who are wondering where that live went. But for the rest of you, thank you for bearing with me at the beginning. Welcome to this year's Home Decor Crafters Summit. And I'm excited today. We're going to be talking about flower power. So we've all got some fun little ways to make creative flowers or to do some creative things with flowers for your craft projects. And with me today are three lovely speakers, and I am going to turn the stage over to them if you want to introduce yourself and then just tell us your brand, and we'll get into a little bit more about yourselves as we go through it. Kelly, would you like to go first?
Sure, no problem. So, hi everybody. My name is Kelly Rousseau. My presentation is actually live today, and I should have grabbed it out beforehand, but I didn't. So that's my presentation, and it's not quite cardstock flowers, but I mean, they're technically flowers. So I don't know. In my book, this kind of counts as a little bit of flower power. But I have a YouTube channel and I do tutorials, and I'm in Cape Town in South Africa. So number one, it is ridiculously hot because we are in summer. And number two, it's 10 p.m. So I'm like on completely the opposite end of the spectrum of everybody else today. So if the vibes are very different, just please know that that's why.
I appreciate you staying up for us.
Always.
Right? Okay. Stephanie, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie. My blog is Crafting in the Rain, and I am based out of the Pacific Northwest. So that's where you get the rain in my title. Though you can see, like, we've had about a week of sun here, which has been very welcomed. So my blog is all about like crafty stuff that I like to do. So it's evolved over the years. I have a lot of Cricut stuff. I have, you can, like, if you go back through my archives, there was a section where I was really big into like painting furniture. Now I do a lot of SVG design, and I've dabbled in some lasers and resin. And what we're doing today is a little washi tape flower. So that's a little bit about me.
Sweet. All right. And then Pam.
Hello, everybody. I'm Pam Coxwell with Pam Coxwell Designs. I am in southeastern Alabama. I'm on the other side of the world, it feels like, for most of you. I'm an artist, and I love to plant flowers. I love to grow flowers. I love to paint flowers and draw flowers. So I'm excited about this little segment to talk about flowers.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. I just had to switch from side to side. And if you've not met yet, I'm Shelly with We Can Make That. I'm the host of the Home Decor Crafters Summit, and I'm excited to jump into this live. All right. So Pam, would you like to go first and show us your flower?
Okay. Well, I was trying to decide what to show you. So this is the drawing of what I'm teaching, and my segment is tomorrow. But the part I wanted to show you about this is how simple it is to draw a flower, whether it's with a pencil or markers or with a paintbrush. So my little tip that I wanted to give about this is not just flower power, but it's the power of a paintbrush. And so my little gift for the VIP segment is or the VIPers is brushes and brush strokes. It's a course that I have. But one of my favorite brushes is a Filbert paintbrush. So let's see, let me hold it up like this. So see the shape, how it's rounded? I love these because you can actually use them to draw, so to speak. So this is an example of just like a doodling kind of flower. And it's just a simple little swirly thing. It's inside my coloring book, but it's just to show you how very simple, just a little bitty drawing can start your flower, and then you can use your paintbrush to add color to it. Do I have time just to show you with the paintbrush how to draw it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so this is how simple it is. I want you to see it, because even if you've never painted before, you could do it. This is just plain. This is watercolor paper, but you could actually do this with anything. Any kind of paper. You could do it with cardstock, whatever. And if you didn't have paint and a paintbrush, you could use a marker. So I just put a little bit of paint on my brush and look, okay? Can you see that? That little stroke? That's just with that Filbert paintbrush that I'm going to go this direction and just make a little twirl. This direction, make a little twirl, and then a little dot in the middle, and then draw your little thing. Then you can use that same shape. Let me get some different color with the same brush, but going in a different direction. See, I'm putting pressure there and I'm pulling it up. There's a little leaf. I know it's not green, but you know, that's what I could find. And there's another little leaf. So that's just a quick little tip of the power of a paintbrush to create simple little shapes, to paint simple little flowers. The next little thing is just to not be afraid to do it. And then you could take even, this is what do you call these? Brush markers. And do the same thing, y'all. You just kind of draw around and around and around. And you're just kind of doodling them. That's kind of a wobbly line, but look, there's a little wobbly flower with just doodles. So that's my tip. It's all about shapes and the power of a paintbrush.
I love it. And it was so easy. And you even, like, she did it kind of like all
Backwards.
All kinds of ways. Yeah. If I can do it like that, you can do it. But
right. Yeah.
Like you literally weren't even looking at the page. I don't understand.
Eating in her sleep, probably.
Amazing.
Right. Gravy on her plate at Thanksgiving time. She's probably doodling little flowers.
Yeah, most likely. But it's all about shapes. It's all about shapes.
Sweet. Yes, I can't wait. Somebody else commented that they watched your session because she has a VIP and she really enjoyed it.
Okay, good. Good.
All right. Now, Stephanie, would you like to jump in and show us your flower idea?
Yeah, you bet. Okay, so this is the idea of the final project. It is a little flower that's all made out of washi tape. And I mean, this is something like I saw it in my local craft store many years ago, some version of this. And then I came home and kind of recreated it. And it's really cute to put on really just about anything. You could make like a whole wreath of these. You could stick it on top of, a gift bag or a birthday present.
Cards.
Yeah, cards, scrapbook pages, like really anything. And yeah, Shelly, like I'm the same way. Like washi tape was really big like a few years ago, right? And it was on everything and I collected a whole bunch. And then like sometimes some of those supplies just kind of like sit off to the side for a while. And so this is something you can do. So I would recommend at least 2 colors or patterns, but you can mix it up as much as you want. You're going to start with just a little circle of cardstock. And I just cut this by hand. So like you don't even need to run it through your Cricut machine because it's not going to be visible when you're done. So you just need a little circle of cardstock. And I mean, this is what, like 1.5 inches, 2 inches, about that size. And then you're going to start pulling off, and you can do like long, Yeah, Diane, you've got a stash full too. So yes, definitely play around with this. So just pull off like a really long strip so you have something like to work with. And I just stick it like off the side of my table. And you're going to start to pull off sections that are about 3 inches long. It's not scientific at all. So about 3 inches, and then you're going to take it and fold it like sticky side back on itself, but leave a tab of sticky at the end. So it's going to be, more or less like this. And it might wrinkle a little bit, and that's okay. You just smoosh it down. So see, I've got this part that's sticky left on the end. And so here's one that I've started. So you're going to take and just start sticking these from the center of the circle. Like that. So you're going to overlap 4 in one direction and then crisscross like 4 in the other direction. So here on this one, I have 8 going around the edges of like this 3-inch tape length. And then your next round, you're going to do just a little bit shorter. Still fold it down so you've got your sticky tab on the end. And then you're going to start putting it inside so they're a little bit shorter. Okay, so then same thing, you've got a round of 8 that's, long on the outside and then a little bit shorter and like, crisscrossing them so that it covers up the whole circle. And then you're going to play with the very inside part of the flower. So this is where I've got a different color. I have this kind of shimmery purple, and these can be kind of small. And same thing, you're going to fold it over so you've got a sticky end. And then the way that I built the center, you take this one and cut it in half so you have 2 skinnier strips. Oops, sorry, I hit my computer. And then you can either leave it straight like this, or you can kind of cut it to a little point, or you can cut it so it's curved. So now you have this little baby washi tape, and that's going to go around and make the very center of the flower. And then, since washi tape is not super, super sticky, right? It makes it easy to work with. You can rearrange these if you need to. And then I stuck a brad in the center to just make sure that everything was going to like stay connected and not fall apart. So there's my little washi tape flower. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments and I'll watch for that as we, keep going through here.
That's awesome. It's so cute and so simple. And what a great way to use up washi tape so that you could then buy more washi tape.
Exactly. Yeah. So the link I put in, it's a blog post like about this. So if you like written instructions better, if you need a link to go buy some more washi tape because you don't have the right color. But yeah, if you make one, like toss it in the Facebook group, like even though it's not connected to one of our classes, if you make one, I'd love to see it.
Yes. And you can post them in the Facebook group too. All right, I'm just going to drop that link, but I can't talk and type at the same time. There we go. Okay, so
yep, I see it.
Visit that there.
Wow.
Yes.
That means, Stephanie, I can finally use this now.
Yes.
I love that.
You knew you kept it all for a reason.
Yes.
Yes.
It's all coming to light. That's funny. We should have like a contest, like who has the most. We should do a post in the Facebook group. Who has the most washi tape?
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that it, Stephanie?
Yep. That's it.
Okay. All right. And then Kelly, why don't you show us yours?
Okay. I've got quite a few. Obviously, we're not going to look at the painting of the flowers on the doormat because I kind of did that in the class. But what I have behind me is like cardstock flowers, and they're really great because you can make them in all kinds of, shapes and things like that. And these are the peonies or peonies, depending on how you like to pronounce it.
I thought they were actual real silk flowers when they were behind you. They're so cute.
I did too.
Yes. Challenge achieved. But I mean, it's just like you can create so many different things with just different kind of colors, and you can combine the pink and then the stamen and the inside, and then you can even use patterned paper, which is quite fun. The more intricate patterns kind of look a little bit nicer. I need to block out my eyes so that it focuses on the thingy. So that also looks really cool. And then I just noticed now that the handle on this broke, so I'm going to have to glue that back.
Washi tape to put that back on.
I totally could. And then like the more rolled flowers are a lot of the staple.
It's pretty.
Staple that, yeah, in little shadow boxes, and you can put vinyl on the front. I would say try and put like a white vinyl on it or something like that so that it stands out a little bit. But I mean, in terms of, just cutting these, a lot of these you can do with your Cricut. I know that some dies, you even get rolled flower dies that you can make. Michelle, yes, it's all paper. Everything is paper. And then the one other little one that I absolutely love, okay, let me hold it up. Actually, it might be a little easier, is you can go really tiny. Now, these I've also all made with my Cricut. And you can see the size of my finger versus the size of these little ones. And these are perfect for like cards and things like that. So they're super duper tiny. And then I've taken like a little diamante type thing and then stuck it on the inside. So that's literally the size of it.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, is it like a text weight or a cover stock? What kind of paper? Do you remember was it thin?
It's the normal AC cardstock. So 116 GSM, I think, is an 85 pound. I don't work in pounds, but I bet it's just the stand. No, 216. Sorry, not 126. My brain is muddling up the numbers.
We don't do that over here. But then not really thick, but not really thin either.
Yes, yeah. And what I like about these as well is you can see, like in the pink one as an example, I've used a little bit of color on the inside, and that's kind of where I really like to get inventive with my blending brushes. So I have my blending brushes and then all of my like distress inks and things like that. And you can use the normal inks, or you can use the oxide inks if you like the slightly more whitish hue. So, when it comes to using cardstock and making flowers with cardstock, not only can you create so many different kinds of flowers and things like that, you can also use them for many different things and add lots of different effects onto it as well. So cardstock was like one of my first loves when it came to using my Cricut.
Those are so cute. And then did you use the Cricut for the flowers that you cut on the Cricut? Did you use their SVG files, or did you create your own?
I didn't create my own, no. They have so many SVG files kind of everywhere. A lot of the shapes are... No, did I actually create my own for this? I don't remember. I mean, I made these such a long time ago. And I may have. I'm not sure.
That's cute. There are so many. But I love that you like prepared them and like batch made them, and then you can go back and use them on so many other things.
I know. And the when you're making, like, especially the teeny tiny little flowers, the page that's left afterwards, I don't know about you guys, like I probably made these about a year ago. I still have the page. I couldn't bring myself to throw the negative of the page away because it just looks so pretty. You can actually use it as a you can stencil.
Yep. 65-pound cardstock makes shaping and bending the flowers easier. Thank you, Sherry.
Yes. Thank you, Sherry. There's lots of different little flower options that they have in Design Space and on all kinds of different
so fun.
Websites.
So many creative ideas.
So Kelly, do you have like a little like ball tool or something for kind of curling up or like what do you like to do for the shaping? Because I know when I've done flowers before with paper, my instinct is to just kind of leave it flat, but then it looks like a paper flower.
Can you hold that?
I know, like if you do little, you can kind of bend or fold or whatever and make them more realistic looking. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So I use a ball tool, and they have different sizes on either. Oh, it's trying to find my eyes in between there. So it's got different sizes on either side. And then for the teeny tiny little ones, I actually use like, I think these are actually nail ones or something like that. But
nail art, yeah.
yeah, but they're super tiny, so you can get the inside.
Yeah, because I have these little ball tools for when I'm working with clay, but now I can, another use for it. I love it.
Exactly. And one of the best ways to get like a really nice, rounded, soft kind of blend is to use the balling tool on like a foam mat or a mouse pad or something like that. Because mouse pads are generally, they have enough rigidity so that your balling tool, especially if it's a small one like this one, it's not going to go straight through the cardstock, but you're going to get that soft blend with the cardstock on the flower as well. So, and try and bend them in both different directions. Bend them up as well as flip them over and then, ball them on the other side as well. It also really helps.
Cool. Thank you.
That's so much fun with them. And I feel like we should put in a little disclaimer, like we're not responsible for the amount of shopping that you do when you're done watching today's live.
Yes. And also, like, especially if you're making them in bulk, I have these little rubber grips. They're like silicone grips that I have put on the balling tool. Oh, yeah. So because my fingers I've got really sensitive skin. So like the little silicone grip helps, save my fingers, especially when I'm making massive in bulk. I don't get sore hands.
Yeah. Especially those little tiny ones.
Yes.
Very cute.
They're painful.
Okay. I have two quick ones. Oh, yeah, I have two quick ones, and then we'll jump back to some other things that you guys have going on too. So this first one I made when I first started the blog, and I can't bring
It's pretty
to use it on anything because I kind of like it. But it's literally just a paper flower. I used an old book that I got at the thrift store, and it was like torn. So then they had like 10 cents or free books. So then I get it and I use the pages. And for the petals, it's literally just take a spoon and trace this part, and then as you go, just lay them on top of each other. So this is a circle, but pretend this is a spoon shape, and then lay your paper and then make it just like eyeball it a little bit smaller, and then make a set of 6 or 8 of each of them, and then start just curling them together. And then I just hot glued it. There's probably enough hot glue in the middle for a whole stick, but that's it. And then I just kind of ink the edges.
I love it.
Yeah, super cute.
Amazing.
Really simple. And then the other one I want to show you is a paper flower. And all you do is freehand cut some circles. That circle kind of has a flat edge, but it doesn't have to be anything straight. Again, you don't have to use your Cricut kind of a thing for this. And then all you do is grab it and then crinkle it up. And I usually try to do it like this way and like bring the edges, so the edges are kind of crinkled towards the middle. And it can be as crumpled or as uncrumpled as you want. And then when you're done, kind of open it up, and then I pinch it like up and down, and then hold it and kind of pinch it again, and then it makes a little flower. Now you can start to layer them. Like this one could be I cut them all out at the same size, but just literally freehand. I'm trying to look at that with my computer glasses when I should be using my bifold glasses. My bifold glasses. Anyway, how to tell you're 50 without saying that you're 50, right? So, and then just stack them on top of each other. And you can do 2 or 3 at a time. And then I've got my handy dandy little button jar. And just stick a little button in the middle. Let's see if I can do that on my there.
I love it.
Super easy.
Awesome.
And they work good on scrapbook pages or cards or home decor, Valentine's Day art, that kind of thing. So really simple. And then I was just looking at the comments. Oh, yes, paper or music sheets. That would be really cute. The comments were scrolling. So nice idea, Margie. Oh, can you make me big, Shelley? Sorry, I just saw your comment, Jerry. I forgot to make my screen more full, but super easy. I literally just, when I start with the circle one, I find the colors that I want and then stack them on top of each other. And then I cut them all out at the same
time. I do the same thing.
And that is why mine had a little straight edge right there. Yeah, super easy.
Work smart, not hard.
Right. Sometimes I get that saying mixed up and I work harder instead of smarter. This, Jerry, so the paperweight, it does work better if it's not cover. You can use cover stock, but when you do the crinkle thing to it, then it doesn't, it's so stiff that the wrinkles are almost too prominent that it's kind of not as cute that way, but it does work. Let me see. Now I have an idea for all my paper scraps. Yes. And then you could also use them and cover them with some washi tape, right?
Or paint them.
Use the washi tape and make little leaves for the sides of them.
There you go. Perfect. Yes. Or paint some. Yes. Oh, material. Yes. Somebody said material work. Thank you. I was going to say that. The first time I made these, I did it with burlap material.
Oh, cute.
And I was like, what if I can do this with paper? And then it just, you have to crinkle it or it just looks like you glued 3 circles together. Yes, we all get that saying mixed up. Sweet. All right. Does anybody have any other quick flower tips or anything that they want to throw out? We could talk about flowers all.
I know. Those are great ideas.
The one flower that I forgot to mention was the crepe paper flowers.
Oh, that's pretty.
Thank you. I mean, this is not even like the nice crepe paper. This is the kind of the really cheap, nasty stuff that doesn't actually stretch at all. And it's still, even though it was cheap and nasty, and this was kind of my first crepe paper flower, it still looks pretty cool. So even if you don't have the best materials, and even if you haven't tried this a lot of times, just try it out, because you'll probably get, a halfway decent results when it comes to making flowers. I mean, flowers in nature, they come in all kind of shapes and sizes and all lifespans. Some are busy budding, some are, busy decaying and things like that. So, this in my mind, this is a little bit more of a decaying flower. It's kind of past its prime. And that's okay.
I mean, you bunch a couple of them together and they're going to look perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
Yes. Kay says she's going to have to give that a try. I've not tried crepe paper either. I might have to try that one.
My problem was that I tried this crepe paper and then I went, I need to make all of the crepe paper flowers. And then I bought a massive bag full of crepe paper and I haven't touched it since.
I can't relate. I've never, ever done that with any
supplies. Me either.
Sure, Jenny. Sure.
Yeah. Lies we tell ourselves, right? Or lies we tell our husbands. That paper, really,
So you can use the crepe paper on a Cricut. Yes. You can cut it on ironically, the strong grip mat, which would not have been my first decision to go to on crepe paper, but you kind of want to use the stronger crepe paper. I'm just going to grab it quickly on my side. It is a little bit thicker and a little bit more kind of durable than the other paper that I just showed you. So you can see how it has lots of ridges and crinkles, and you can actually you can see where my nail is embedding in it there, how it stretches out and whatnot. So this paper you can actually cut on your Cricut using the strong grip mat. Like I said, I would not have tried that first time, but it actually does work. But when I'm making flowers like this, I very often find it easier to just cut by hand, to be honest. You can cut it on your Cricut, but when you're cutting it by hand, you can layer I just kind of fold it and fold it and fold it and fold it and then cut 8 petals out at once. But with the Cricut, it takes a little bit longer. So.
I have with the Cricut, with the Maker, used the rotary blade.
Yes.
And that one, like it, just kind of treats it like a thin fabric. And, so that's another really good way to, but you're right. It does, like you get the exact precise cuts, but it can take a while. You're like, okay, I need like 12 of this size of this one petal. And, you're not cutting it out layered on a Cricut.
Yeah. Like, let me go and set up the Cricut, let it cut, and then I'm going to go off to the shopping center and go and do my monthly grocery shopping. And by the time I come back, maybe it's done.
Yep. Oh yeah. And then, in the comments, Ruth was just asking. So yes, rotary cutter for the maker. Yes. Can back up that works.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. And the nice thing about the flower petals is they don't have to be perfect. Like we saw when Pam was drawing it without even looking, and it's funny how realistic they look then at the end. When you're laying them all out and start, they don't always, I mean, like you
exactly. You're gonna fold over the edges anyway. So if one of your edge has a slightly, squarish, round, non-squircled edge or something like that, it doesn't actually really matter all that much.
Yeah. Okay, if you used a palette knife with acrylic paint to make flowers on paper, you'll have a texture on your petals like they are coming off the page. It's another good idea.
Lovely. You can probably use some texture paste as well if you wanted to do the same kind. If you don't have acrylic paint, you could use some plain texture paste, and you could probably add some mica powder to that if you wanted to add a little bit of a shine to it as well. That's a great idea. I love that.
Be cute. Yeah. All right. Let me see. I think we got through all the questions. I think we've inspired a lot of crepe paper today purchases after this one too. Let me see. Do you guys have, now that they've heard from you and they love everything that you're doing, and I'm sure people want to dig in more, so let's go around and just share a little bit. Let's see, Pam, you had talked about a membership that you have. Do you want to a little bit
there's a question in there from Diane, I think it's Plum, about writing your name with a marker and turning it sideways. I see the question, but I don't understand. Have you seen the using of a marker, writing your name, and then...
Oh, it's the stem? Like you write your name as the stem, maybe?
Maybe that's what she's talking about. Then turning it sideways to paint the
flower. I see it now.
I'm not really sure, Diane. I might have seen it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Either.
Okay, yes. I teach a monthly membership. It's called Creative Heart Studio. And I do, in there, we have a mixed media painting of the month. And then, wait, hang on.
It's my first time running the tech.
You're doing great.
Flowers. We're painting these flowers this month and using tissue paper.
No.
Say again?
Is that a record? No.
No, it's just a 15-inch wood circle. Okay. But this is mixed media. So it's using tissue, it's using paper, embroidery floss, and we're painting them with acrylic paint. And then I also teach them a lettering and scripture journaling lesson each month as well as part of that membership. So we're actually open right now and would love to invite y'all to learn more about painting and lettering. I would love to have you. I just released, like it's brand spanking new, my very first mixed media coloring book. And it's not a regular coloring book, but you could color in it in a regular way. But I've got old book pages in there as well, and then design traceables that it's on heavyweight paper. It's on illustration paper. So you can actually even use watercolor paint and create in there. I think I've got an example. Or you could color. It's a good way to have stress relief. This is one that we did, I think Friday. I was showing them the difference in watercolor paint a mixture of watercolor paint and then gouache. So I'm also live on Tuesdays and Fridays at noon teaching lettering and painting at lunch on 12 o'clock noon Central Time. That's on my main Facebook page. Would love to have y'all.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
I love your style and the watercolor class that we have in here. It's just so fun. Like if you think you can paint, go watch Pam's session.
That's right. I
You're
can
gonna
teach.
keep going, I'm an artist now.
You are. I see Sherry. Hey, Sherry. She's one of our creative hearts.
She said she loves your group. So
Well, and I love her.
awesome. Okay. So now, Stephanie, do you have something that you want to share?
Yeah. So my class in our summit is running tomorrow. It's a Tuesday class, and it's fabulous for anyone like just thinking about getting into resin. It's a super beginner friendly, like take a tray. We're gonna do kind of some swirl pour of resin, and you don't necessarily know how it's going to turn out, but it's going to be beautiful. And then I know we have a lot of Cricut crafters in the group as well. And if you sign up for my email list, which like if you just go to my homepage, craftingintherain.com, there's an email sign up right there on the homepage. And every Tuesday, I send out an email that I call the Cricut Minute. I started it kind of spring of last year. And every week I send out just a short tip about using your Cricut. So sometimes it's a little thing like in Design Space that maybe you didn't know you could do, or like how to, better use a certain material or anything like that. So I try to keep it like to just a small, short little tip that is just easy to kind of store away. And oh gosh, you guys, thank you. I've seen a couple of people in the comments saying that they get those emails and they love them. So that makes me happy. But yes, so if you like getting, Cricut info that doesn't feel like a whole like super long tutorial, then yeah, come sign up for my emails and I would love to say hi to you there.
Sweet. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. The resin class, definitely a beginner class. So, you'll need a few resin supplies, and I go through that, in the class and talk about, kind of some basic, resin safety and, cleaning up and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, like you're going to get like a little tray. In my class, I actually take you to the thrift store with me. And so we do a little like shopping to see like what kinds of trays will work for this project. And yeah, you mix up a few colors and kind of swirl them together, and they mix a little bit. If you've got some glitter, you get some shine in there. And then you can use it for anything, like stick stuff in the tray, stick a candle in it, hang it up or set it on a shelf. You've got like lots of possibilities.
So you can use paper, right? Also?
Mm-hmm.
Resin?
Like under the resin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I didn't do this in the class, but since you're here, I will tell you. So paper, one thing you just want to make sure is that your paper's been treated or sealed beforehand. Like, so think if you've got like, paper and you get like a drip of water on it, it's going to discolor it. The resin can do that too, but you can seal it first. So you either like cover it with Mod Podge or you can spray it with a few coats of acrylic sealer. And I have a whole page of resin tutorials on my website as well. And there are a couple where I use paper and kind of talk about different ways to prep that so that it still looks good when you put the resin on it.
Okay.
So yeah,
I was thinking you could take Pam's class and paint her little heart, and then you could take Stephanie's class, and then you could put that in the so if you have something that you want, and then give it as a gift, like if you're
there you go. I know, like hit all the points.
Yeah, and then you've got now your Mother's Day presents. So we cover it all here.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun and not stressful. I think resin kind of has that scary, almost kind of, I don't know, undertone, right?
Yeah. And one thing I love about just kind of doing like the drizzle, pour, swirl is like, going into it that you don't have a ton of control out of how it's going to come out, right? You pick colors that you like and they're going to go well together. And, as they settle, they might blend a little bit, and like you're okay with that because, it's just going to do a little bit of its own thing. So.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I know when I saw that, I was like,
okay. Yeah. So my class is tomorrow. Yep. So as soon as those, open up for the.
Yep. So tomorrow at 10, it'll be available.
Yeah. Love-hate relationship with resin. I mean, I hear you. Like when I do either my blog posts or a YouTube video about resin, I usually don't show you the part where like I spilled half of it over here, or like there's like the glitter, like poofed out of the little cup as I was mixing it, right? But I mean, those things definitely happen. And yeah, I usually like to work with like scrap paper or a little silicone mat or something. Definitely wear gloves, because even when I think I'm going to be this time the most careful, I'm going to get resin on my hands. So yeah, definitely gloves. And then, just make sure, and I mentioned this too, like make sure you've got, a window open, or if you've got an air filter or something, you just want to have air moving through your space. And then someone said, Judy's asking, I've been scared to start. Someone said that it creates heat and can burn. Well, this is where you just need to remember, when you're dealing with resin, you are doing like chemical reactions. And so you want to make sure that you're following the directions that are on your box. And depending on the type of resin or the brand that you're using, they may have different specifications for how long to stir and mix it, how long you have to work with it, how deep you can pour it. And that's where the biggest problem with generating heat is going to happen, is if you pour deeper than is recommended, then it can create heat. And I mean, I don't know that it would be enough to burn, but I guess it's possible, right? So again, you just want to make sure that you're following the directions for the resin that you're using. So I hope that kind of answers that question there.
I think that's good. Is yours UV or is it?
This resin that I'm using is not UV, but I have used that before. Do I have a little? Okay, I don't have one with me. So one thing with the UV resin is really great for small scale projects. Like I use it to put like gloss on my clay earrings. You can do a lot of like little jewelry molds or things like that with the UV resin. And it comes in bottles that are about this big. Oh, it looks like Kelly's got something. Okay. And then, yes, you do need to either leave it several hours, like, yes, exactly. Look like that. If you've got like a UV lamp for doing like gel manicures, or if you buy, one with a resin kit, then yeah, it's the UV light that activates that. But it's not good for bigger projects because it doesn't come in large amounts. When you're mixing, and you don't have to mix it. Like you just squeeze out what you're going to use and it's ready to go. With these other epoxy resins, they're 2 parts. You mix them together and then they start to run that chemical reaction. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Kelly needs to explain the little unicorn behind her now.
Oh, we have a new friend.
We have a new friend. He's joined us.
Is that
Yeah. So it's all made out of cardstock.
Wow.
This took me far longer than I'd like to admit to create. But
See, if you come here, we get it. We can celebrate that with you.
yes, there's actually a cloud as well. I can show you, if I move the camera, I can show you the cloud. Hold on a sec. It's up there.
Cute.
Oh, wow.
In the corner. So it's actually perched on that cloud. And then there's the owl just underneath it as well. We're not going to zoom out because that's not really close.
You're rocking the paper too.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Is that a larger map project, somebody asked?
It is actually not. It's a whole bunch of pieces that's kind of glued together and things like that. So I've used the Cricut to score the lines and then cut all of each individual pieces, and then you glue them all together. And that's kind of, it's an ambitious project for most people, but it's I mean, you can see how much I love cardstock kind of things, which is the thing that I'm going to talk about, which is my cardstock jumpstart workbook.
Go for it.
Because cardstock is just, it's so versatile and it's so much fun, and you can just make so many different types of things with it, like this little unicorn. And then I also have a little fox at the back here, and I've got the owl in the corner there, and a little heart over here, and the little boxes that I've made. So I love cardstock. I love cardstock so much. And my cardstock jumpstart workbook, I've designed to try and help people get over their initial scare, or like, I can't think of the word, hesitations about starting with cardstock. There's a lot of things that you will need to know, and tools and things like that. So I kind of cover everything within that jumpstart workbook, and I've given you guys 25% off. If you're part of the VIP, you get 50% off, so you guys can use home decor for 25% off, and then the VIP 50% off discount will be in the portal that you guys have access to. But yeah, I think it's like a 60-page workbook that'll help you with all of the types of different cardstock that you want to use, the tools, how to treat them with your mat, how to make sure that they stay stuck down, scoring, writing with pen, all of those kinds of things that you need to know in order to make these kinds of projects. Like I said, I don't think this is something that you would want to start off with. I think it is a little bit intimidating, this particular project. I bought that file on Etsy a while back, but you can kind of work your way up to it, and then just have fun with cardstock, because you can make so much stuff with it. It's
crazy.
My
flowers, unicorns, like what can't you make?
Exactly. You can make everything with cardstock. And like you were talking about, combining Pam's watercolor with Stephanie's resin project as well. Like you could make something. You could use Pam's watercolor technique. You could then put that cardstock into your Cricut, make something out of it, and then seal it, and then use it in Stephanie's project with the resin as well. So I mean, you could take it one step further.
Triple threat.
Right. Now you have to quit your job and stay home and craft full time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. So where did you get the design for the fox?
So the unicorn from Etsy, but the fox was from Cricut Design Space. This was actually my second 3D craft that I ever made, and then I just put little vinyl eyelashes on her.
Mm-hmm. It's adorable.
Super cute. I love it.
Very fun.
Oh.
All right. I think I got all the questions. Fun comments.
Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow we are live, and these are Central Time. But if you guys go to my YouTube channel and go to the live stream tab, you can go ahead and get a notification. But tomorrow at 11, we have a coffee chat, and then we're going to be doing bow making, because I'm like bow impaired. I can't make bows. I can make like one bow. And then we're doing some digital craft things tomorrow. But every day we have 3 different lives until through Thursday. So when the event is on. But if you're watching this and you do not have your ticket, you can go. Let me just grab a link so you can register and get your free ticket here. And then we will send you an email on where you can watch. Day 1 is already live. You have 24 hours to watch them. And then every day throughout the 4-day summit at 10 a.m., a new set will come on. So you'll just refresh that agenda page, and then it will show you that next day's set. And then scroll down, it'll have the lives schedule. And then below that is every one of the workshops. And then you can see the project is there, the speaker's picture is there. And then there's a pink button that says click here to watch, and that'll take you to the speaker page. So we did talk a little bit about the VIP pass as well. And if you don't have that yet, you can still grab that. It is $57. I love it. She's like an angel over there, Stephanie.
We're like I said, we're just
about to say
loving the
that.
spend that we have right now. So
Yeah. There you go. So you have so the VIP ticket is on sale until Friday, through the 31st, and that is 57 instead of 97. And that'll give you access to everything. Plus, it'll give you access to the bonus pack, like Kelly mentioned hers, her discount code, and then Pam has the paintbrush, right? The watercoloring.
Of course. Yep.
So, and I can't remember, Stephanie, do you have one in there? I can't remember now.
Yes, I think my VIP for this round is like a whole workbook for handmade gifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
The handmade gift workbook. I do remember that. I don't
Plan
know.
out dates and budgets and timelines and stuff.
Yes. And then, every time you go buy crafts, then it just helps justify it because I'm buying this gift. One for me, one for them. But
that wish list grows.
Yeah. So it's nice because then you can get through all the workshops and go back and rewatch them later as well. So you have lifetime access to all of the workshops, and the bonuses are good for 3 months. So it kind of takes the pressure off of the event as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I was just looking at the comments quick again. Joyce says she grabbed the VIP because she has a lot going on. Oh, somebody did ask. Thank you again, Diane. So the humidity, did you have to seal the cardstock with your unicorn and that kind of thing, or are they good?
I mean, I don't, because I don't live in a place where I have ridiculously high humidity all the time. I mean, it's relatively high. Yeah, in Cape Town in South Africa. So I mean, it's not like 80%, 90% humidity all the time. It does. This one, she kind of looks a little down because one of the sides has kind of fallen in, but that's just because she's not secured onto her cloud. So she likes to go skydiving and then jumps off the cloud.
Face plant. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Not
So, I mean, this
cloud, but I've never been there.
But I mean, I made this about a year ago, and other than that, just from falling, because I haven't secured her correctly, that's 100% my fault. There hasn't had anything happen to it. So I mean, you could probably, seal it if you wanted to. I haven't sealed any of my cardstock crafts, but again, it depends on where you're from. If you get a lot of rain, if you get very high humidity, then you might want to consider that, because cardstock does absorb moisture, and it does affect the way that the cardstock handles, both on your Cricut as well as long term. So depending on what you're using it for and where you are, you may need to consider, but I don't. So
yeah,
I'm just too lazy for that, to be honest.
I think also the brand of cardstock, if you have got a good brand of paper too, that should.
Yeah. Some of the cheaper brands of cardstock. We have this saying in Afrikaans, which is my second language, which is "Goedkoop is duurkoop," which means that to buy things cheaply is to buy them or is expensive. So if you're buying cheap things, you're going to have to replace them all the time.
Right.
So you don't want to do that. Yeah.
I just have to share this comment.
Oh, thank you, Jo.
I love you too, Kelly. I don't want to make it weird, but I love you all.
There's love everywhere. I love it.
Yeah. Love of paper, love of crafts.
Everything.
Yeah, somebody did comment earlier about where you were from because they noticed your accent. And
yeah.
There.
Yeah, I'm noticing. So Megan here, right? So like in Arizona, not a problem. Up here where I'm at, Northwest,
right?
Stuff does fine if inside, stuff that is inside is totally fine. But I have sometimes tried to put paper stuff on my porch to decorate for a holiday, and it gets funky. So
yeah, it doesn't last long. This right here that I have actually is paper flowers, and it's not too bad, but the petals are starting to get they're starting to look like the unicorn. They're falling.
Do they also go skydiving?
Yeah, right.
Love that.
But I end up just kind of hurling them back the other way every now and then. Sweet. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it
Lots
has.
of fun.
Like craft all day like this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We will let all these attendees get over and start watching those free sessions.
Mhm.
I feel like I need to say this out loud because I'm kind of proud. I actually even got the roast in the crock pot this morning so that I
Good
could.
for you. That's a big deal.
Doesn't that sound like it? I know
Wow.
some people understand the defeat of that. So then tonight we'll just be ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ready.
That's right.
And I plugged it in.
Oh wow,
And
next
that's where
level.
You put the crock
You're
pot
just
out.
making us look bad.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we've all done that.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's like 4 hours later. You're like, how come I don't smell it? Well, now it's too late to make that for
Right. Yeah.
Yep. We got to start over.
That's tomorrow
Thank you,
night's dinner
Shelley.
now.
I appreciate that support. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And again, just go to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, go to the live stream, ladies. I saw a couple of them saying what time or something like that. And then there's a little RSVP button on each one of the lives. And then if you're logged into YouTube, it will tell you when we're live. So then you won't miss us.
Good.
So otherwise you could go to your agenda page and the live schedule and the links are also all there. Okay. Well, thanks, ladies.
Thank
then
you.
Thank you, everybody.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you for
y'all.
joining us. Bye.
Thank you.